What's up everybody? My name is Patrick, but everybody calls me Pepper. I'm a CrossFitter for almost 4 years now. I started as a master athlete. I'm not a native speaker, as you can see. I'm actually from Germany, so I do apologize for any mistakes or mistaken language. So as I said, I'm a CrossFitter, so this is my hobby, this is my passion, and I feel that because I like to talk about CrossFit as well, as every CrossFitter, I guess. But I get the feeling that within my box and among my friends, I'm always a little bit more informed about what's going on in the CrossFit world than all the others, because I really like to spend my time watching YouTube channels. I will name a few that inspired me to do this later on. And so I thought about doing this kind of a news channel, because when I talk to people, there's a lot of people that do CrossFit but don't get too much involved into the CrossFit competition world. For example, they don't know when events are happening, they don't know what's going on in between the season. Like the professional athletes that most of the people would know, they don't know about that. So I thought, okay, like most of the other CrossFit channels, they're talking about the athletes, like everybody knows them, and most of the people that are into CrossFit of course do so. But I thought, okay, there's also a percentage of people that are not too much involved in that, and just to pick them up here, I wanted to create this news channel and explain a little bit more about the background of some athletes, about the events and stuff. So like a beginner's course for CrossFit, maybe for CrossFit news. So the CrossFit channels that I regularly watch and that influenced me or influencing me the most is probably Wykie, Nate, Armen Hammer, and Hustle. Of course, I think everybody knows Hustle, TeamRichey, and Jazz. What they did with their channel is absolutely amazing. The number of subscribers they have is astonishing. But I also like the channel of Wykie and Nate a lot, and also Armen Hammer TV. I think that they're all kind of similar because they are handling the same topic, but at the same time they are all quite different as well, if you know what I mean. So this is just a short introduction. Maybe I will do a video later on and give you some more information about myself. I just wanted to make this video now because today is a Thursday and I'm planning to release this video still today. Tomorrow we will have the West Coast Classic, and I thought it would be a good idea to give you some information about that event, as well as the athletes that are starting there. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the competitive field. Let's start on the women's side. For you that might be watching the West Coast Classic this weekend and you don't know the athletes and you don't know who to focus on, I want to give you some hints about the big names in the games and those that are most likely to punch their ticket for the CrossFit Games final, who might be the top 5 of this event. Actually, we have a very good starter field here. We have a lot of very good athletes here. Actually, we have more female athletes I would like to see on the podium Then we have tickets for the CrossFit Games, which is unfortunately, but this is how it works. This is the system. I'm very curious to see who will end up at the podium, who will be the top 5, and who will be the 3 others that will still get a chance to compete at the Last Chance Online qualifier. Let's start with the women's side. So I just want to go through the names, the big names that I see here as on the starter field, and later on give you some information about the athletes, who they are, just briefly. This is my first video, so just to give you some information. So when I look at the starter field, we have Danny Spiegel, Regan Huckabee, Danielle Brandon, Bethany Shadburn, Christine Beth, Meg Reardon, Lauren Fisher, Carrie Pierce, Alexis Raptis, Alison Scotts, Maddie Edwards, Sydney Wells is competing there as well. Let's start with Danny Spiegel. Danny Spiegel is a former games competitor. She has been the #1 in the US for the CrossFit Open. She's competed on a team before at the Dubai CrossFit Championship. She's a very strong athlete, and she just moved to San Diego to work with the Invictus team, and I think she has good chances to be on the podium. Regan Huckabee is also a very good athlete. She's been on the team, she's been at the games. Danielle Brandon is also a very good athlete. She's been on the demo team last year for the games, and she's shown a very good performance so far in the Open as well in the quarterfinals. I think she will do very good. Then we have Bethany Shadburn. Actually, Danielle and Bethany and also Carrie Pierce working out together in Las Vegas. The event will be held in Las Vegas, which is, I think, kind of an advantage for them because they are used to the environment, the temperatures, etc. And those 3 are really good athletes, and if you're working out every day and you have such good competitors in your daily workouts and you can push yourself, I think this is a good advantage for them, as they are all 3 really good athletes. Bethany Shadburn has been to the games before as well. As I said, Carrie Pierce, she's currently the 3rd fittest woman, as she's been on the podium last year, and she ended the drought for the American females to be on the podium. Who else do we have? We have Lauren Fisher here. She's been to the games before. I think a lot of people would know her. I'm curious, she just moved from San Diego the last couple of weeks to work out with the guys at Training Think Tank. Let's see how this works out for her performance now at the WCC. I would be happy actually for her to make it to the games again. Alison Scotts is also an athlete you might know if you participated in the Open this year. She's been on the demo team, and there's been a lot of memes of her when she did the wall walks and for her being in the resting position. So the last name on the women's field that stand out to me is Sydney Wells. Her twin sister Brooke Wells already qualified for the games. This is actually the first time that Sydney Wells will be competing. She wasn't involved too much in the professional CrossFit scene before. This is her first bigger competition, and I'm very curious to see how she will handle this and how her preparation went. So let's switch over to the men's side. There we have Noah Olsen, Spencer Panchik, Co Sager, Cedric Lepon, Dallin Pepper, Sean Sweeney, Tola Moraquinho, who else? Matt Lugosz, Brandon Luckett, Will Morritt, Alex Smith, Jacob Pfaff, Kyle Bernier, Jake Berman. So again, we have some really good competitors there, some really good athletes, and not enough places for the people that I would like to see again at the games. Yeah, who to have an eye on this weekend? When we look at the first name, Noah Olsen. He's been the second fittest man on earth 2 years ago, and last year he's been on the 5th place. So he's definitely someone that can win this event. I think most of the people see him as the main competitor here. Noah Olsen is working out at Training Think Tank, where Lauren Fisher also moved a couple of weeks ago. And also from Training Think Tank, we have Kyle Bernier and Jake Berman. So let's see if those two guys can keep up with Noah. To be honest, they are good athletes. So far I've seen them competing live. But I think they need a little bit more to be among the top 10. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do. They are good athletes, but I get the feeling they won't be among the top 8, let's say. Next name on the list is Spencer Panchik. Very familiar last name. He's got 2 brothers that already qualified for the games. His older brother, Scott Panchik, qualified at the Mid-Atlantic Championship, CrossFit Championship, and his twin brother, Saxon Panchik, qualified 2 weeks ago at the Granite Games. Now it's up to him to punch his ticket for the games. Would be awesome to see actually all 3 Panchik brothers competing at the games. Would be really fun, and I think he definitely has it to be among the top 5 in the starter field. Next name that stands out is Cole Sager. He's been to the games several times. Really good competitor. He's working out at CompTrain, which has some really good athletes and an amazing coach. So definitely also a pick for me for him to be on the podium. Then we have Cedric Lapin. He won the Lowlands Throwdown 2 years ago. That was a sanctional event, so he actually would have made it to the games if COVID didn't happen. And then we have Sean Sweeney, of course, the CrossFit Cowboy. Fun dude to watch, always good for a laugh. He started several workouts wearing his cowboy hat, and he also hands out signed photographs of himself after competition. So he's not only a good CrossFitter, but also very fun dude. Would like to see him going back to the games as well. He's been there already, and yeah, hope he can make the top 5. Next name that stands out to me here is Tola Moraquinho. That guy is absolutely a beast. He's super strong. He's won the quarterfinal, went the last one with the snatches and the burpee box jumps. Absolutely smashed that workout. Such an incredible time, and he's also a very nice guy. He actually would have made it to the games as he qualified through the Dubai CrossFit Championship. Unfortunately, COVID happened, and so he couldn't go. So I really hope that he can make it now this time. He's also working out there with the Las Vegas crew, together with Matt Lugosz, who's also a very good athlete, moved to Las Vegas to work out there, and with the crew of Justin Cutler, who's the coach. So the next two names on my list is Will Murad and Alex Smith. Both guys really good athletes. Alec has the nickname Mr. Gymnastics, at least that's what I call him. This guy is absolutely crazy. You should check out his Instagram. He does all kinds of backflips, handstand walking, ring bar muscle variations, not just the regular stuff, but it's so fun to watch. And Alec has been on the podium 2 years ago with his team CrossFit Krypton, and Wilmot has been in the top 10 2 years ago on the individual side. Both really good competitors. Would love to see both of them going back to the games. The West Coast Classic is the one event this weekend that will be an in-person competition. The other two events that are taking place this weekend, the Atlas Games and the Asia CrossFit Championship, are unfortunately only online competitions. Maybe we will have a look later on those. I think the Atlas Games has some really good athletes. Due to COVID, most of the Canadians, due to travel restrictions, have to compete there in the online event. When I look at the starter field, I have the same issue. There are so many good names, and I would like to see them going back to the games. My favorite Canadians, Patrick Vellner, Brent Fikowski, both awesome dudes. Been to the games several times. I really hope that they can make it, but there are so many other good athletes there in that starter field, and I'm really curious to see who makes it to the top 5. The Asia CrossFit Championship is also an online event this weekend. Let's see, I'm not too familiar with the athletes over there. A couple of names that stand out to me is Alexander Ihn, Roman Krenikov, definitely, and Arndt Haynes. I think those are the 3 big names on the male side. On the women's field, I actually haven't heard any names so far, except Nikki Patel. She was the fittest in Israel, and I've seen her competing at the Strength and Depth in London. She's also a very fun person. She does some funny videos on Instagram. Yeah, crossing fingers for her to make it to the podium. Unfortunately, the Asia CrossFit Championship is only sending 2 athletes, not like the Atlas Games and the West Coast Classic. They are sending 5 athletes to the games. That's it so far from my side. I hope you liked this video. If not, let me know in the comments what I should do better. If you like this video, you can also comment. If you have any topics that I should talk about in the next videos, just let me know in the comments, and I will try to make a video of these topics and explain some more details there. Have a nice day and take care. Bye.